This is London to Paris on 3 regular bikes.
Okay, good morning. Did not get much sleep last night because I don't know, I was just too excited to be honest. Kept thinking about the trip and everything. I made myself a delicious yogurt bowl for breakfast. And now we're gonna try to eat some of that and then we're gonna get going.
We got the train to London Paddington, which is not long, maybe an hour and a half. Managed to get the bikes on, just about. Just about. So day one, we set off in London around 11 AM. Our goal is to get to Brighton before it gets dark. And around 21 kilometers in, we realized, okay, we need to eat something, we're getting hungry. It's around lunchtime, 1:30. We've just come through Wimbledon and through the outskirts of London. We're kind of leaving it, heading south. And we stop at this golf course, we cook up some food. We set off again, realised this is so tough. Why is this? We feel even worse than before. But after about half an hour, we feel amazing again. And we cycle a bit, and it is really tough. We're just cycling on A roads and B roads, and it's not like France. There's not cycle paths anywhere. We stop off in Haywards Heath to have some chips and some chicken nuggets, just because we needed food and needed energy again. We were kind of getting a bit low. And then just before Ditchling and Ditchling Beacon, which is this really steep hill. Almost at Ditchling now. There they are. We've got a bit of the tunes on. We went up this really, really awkward kind of gravel route to the side of it, which was an absolute nightmare. We had to push the whole way up. We got completely separated and it was starting to get dark and really foggy at this point. It was around 9 PM, 9:30. Going up Ditchling Beacon. The weather's changed. And I actually got a bit scared because I hadn't seen anyone in the last 20-25 minutes, and that's weird because the whole day obviously we'd been cycling together. What's happened to the weather? But this is insane. It was so sunny. We're half an hour away from Brighton and it's so good. I love it. I love this game. After that it was just a decline into Brighton, which was lovely and so rewarding. And it was so nice staying at Noah's house because we had a shower, we had a roof over our head, we didn't have to camp the first night, which is perfect.
And now we're on day 2 and we got the other ferry to France.
What happened on day 1 is my bike rack somehow came undone.
But we were so close to the finish, I didn't want to stop. Anyway, we got some bolts. We've now attached the bike rack back on both sides. This time it's facing outwards as well, which makes so much more sense.
We had to get from Brighton to Newhaven, which took us about an hour. It was about 17 kilometers, I think. Obviously with the heavy bikes and stuff, it takes a little longer. I met a nice couple who were doing the exact same route as us. Yeah, it's about 4 hours and it was a beautiful sunset. We got there around 10 PM and we had to cycle on the right hand side of the road, which I'd done before when I go to Germany. But Noah and Matt, it was their first time and I kept having to say, get on the right hand side of the road, We had to cycle and pitch up in the pitch black because it was 11 PM and we got there I think around midnight. So we had to pitch up in the dark and I was really hungry, so I had to make myself some food. I want to get going quite early, so I think we got up around 8 AM. I think I got around 7 and went for a little walk. It was a beautiful, beautiful campsite with a little lake in the middle and everyone was kind of camped around the edge. This is day 3 now. We want to get to Paris by Sunday, so we have to get cycling. And along the Avenue Vert, which is this beautiful cycle path which goes all the way to Paris from Dieppe. The France bit is really nice, and the first 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, we're all on the cycle path. We eventually had to cut off it because we wanted to cycle a bit more of a direct route and we need to get to the next campsite. And Google Maps, you cannot rely on Google Maps for navigation.
No, surely not.
Be very cautious about where it sends you because it sent us across this big field and we had to go through this forest and it was not a cycle path at all. You'll see in the videos here that it is completely there was just rocks everywhere, there was twigs, and there was no way you could have cycled this bit, and we had to push and drag our bikes up. I remember Matt getting so frustrated. The tensions ran a little high along that point. It was definitely a low point. The whole journey was just a journey of highs and lows, and I thought it was funny because it's a bit like what life is like.
Get some bread around the corner over there.
Journeys like this, little adventures, you have these exact same points of being low, getting angry at each other, frustrated, feeling hungry, not having any water left, and then having highs of just cycling downhill. People opposite us were actually from Bristol. So now on to day 4, which is us cycling to Paris. Really funny, we bumped into a couple again who were guests from where they were from Bristol again. I don't know what it is about people from Bristol, but I guess we just like to do this sort of thing. The locals on the first couple of days were really friendly. They were like, bonjour, bonjour. Yeah, I'd use my French to the max on this trip. And yeah, as soon as we got to Paris, however, the people were a bit more... I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm just going to say they were a bit more unkind. It might be worth mentioning, actually, on day 3 on the evening was the Champions League final. Paris Saint-Germain versus Inter Milan. Paris was completely destroyed, but we didn't know this. I think 2 people died. There was this incredible viewpoint where you could see Paris on the horizon. You could see the Eiffel Tower and all the high-rise buildings, and we were like, oh my god, this is it. We know we've made it now. We can see Paris. We've got some cool pictures there. I saw this viewpoint on another YouTube video, actually. It was a big inspiration for this trip. We stopped off at a bakery and got a baguette. I think it was 65 cents for like a 1-foot baguette. By the way, the French are onto something with their baguettes because they are absolutely delicious. But yeah, then nothing had happened so far, no punctures, no one had fallen off, which was crazy. Until my chain came off and I tried to fix it, but I somehow bent it. Matt was like, come on, let's just stop and you can fix this because, you know, it's just frustrating you and it's another low point. So yeah, then we made it to the Arc de Triomphe and we were really disappointed to see the whole road was shut off. There was football fans, there was Paris fans, all around the Arc de Triomphe. There were some people on the top of the Arc de Triomphe. I don't know if it was police or fans, not a clue, but we had to find another way around. And there was another roundabout which was a bit similar, obviously much smaller, with 6 lanes, and there were 10 exits or 11 exits. It was insane. I was like to Matt behind me, we got to take the 9th exit on the left hand side. We were so close to the Eiffel Tower now. Cycling up to it, we were like, oh my god, we have made it. Like, this is just insane that we've done this, London to Paris. So we took some pictures with our baguettes in front of the Eiffel Tower. And Noah had his Lycra gear, which was just so funny.
Look at the tan line, it's beautiful.
Went for some pizza, I think I had to get a bolognese. We just wanted to get loads of food in, you know, just kind of reward ourselves, get the calories back in. Yeah, what an adventure. And we just walked around Paris for a bit, saw the Eiffel Tower sparkle at night. Never talked to these cameras because I made the mistake of asking how much the beer and wine was that they were selling. They just literally, we seen them fish this like alcohol out the bin, selling them to tourists for extortionate prices. They wanted, I think, 25 euros, and he would not let go, and then he's just started insulting us, and yeah, he would not take no for an answer. It was definitely a mistake. And then the following morning, we had some pastries again, and we had to get the train from Paris Saint-Lazare to Dieppe. We treated ourselves in Dieppe to a McDonald's, and we went into a decathlon, which is just such a cool store. We have some in the UK, I think, but I don't think they're quite as big or the same sort of size as they have in Europe, because they're just massive and they're everywhere. And so yeah, definitely go check them out. It has everything from fishing, camping, hiking, horse riding, football, any sort of sports. We checked out Dieppe for a bit and then got the ferry back to New Haven at 6. And got back to the UK around 9:30 p.m. and then cycled back to Noah's house in Brighton, which was another 17 kilometers or so. So altogether we cycled, I think, 350 kilometers. I just want to say that I hope this can inspire someone. Just go out and have fun. It was videos like this that inspired me in the first place to just get out and do something like this, and I'm definitely, absolutely going to do something like this again, especially cycling through a place. You can really appreciate a place for what it really is. See it at a pace that you don't see when you're flying over or speeding through in a car. It was a beautiful trip.